Choo. I am like King Dandy crazy. Wow. You're watching MD90. Subscribe to YouTube channel. Nishiu. The curfew.
Well, Sampa and Edgar Lungu continue their court case. As you may be aware, Sampa's PF version and Edgar Lungu's PF version and the other guy should be they are in court. So in one of the cases in which Sampa and Edgar Lungu are contesting, who's the actual PF president as things stand right now, Sampa was giving testimony with regard to that particular case, and he had this to say. Lungu created a vacancy for PF presidency, and I occupied it. Sampa, material member of parliament, Sampa, says former president Edgar Lungu relinquished his position as PF president and left the vacancy, which later was occupied after elections of the party convention last year. The one that he held should have been in October. So Sampa is simply saying, because if you remember, once Edgar Lungu lost the elections in 2021, he resigned as PF president. But the argument that Given Luwinda and the rest of the guys in the PF were claiming to say, yes, he resigned, but they did not acknowledge his resignation. Hence, it was now unvoid of some argument of that sort. So that later on, when Edgar Lungu argued to say, I'm the rightful elected PF president, Sampa contested that, so they are in court for that particular case. So in the matter, Mporokoso member of parliament, Brian, we had 8 others challenging his presidency, seeking an order of restoration of registrar of party leadership. So I'm sure you remember the fights that were in between Sampa, Edgar Lungu, and then the Registrar of Society to say which are the right names reflecting at the Registrar of Society. So that's a court case around that. So Sampa was simply putting up an argument to say, no, Edgar Lungu had resigned and he held the convention. So we'll wait and see how that plays out. So that's a drama happening in the PF. But then again, Sampa, you can never take him seriously. Just when you think he's doing something serious, he puts up this post. So he put up this just 2 hours ago. Alpetauke youth chairperson, Michael Njovu. So, and then obviously you expect people to have a conversation over that. So Mr. Njovu is a dwarf there. So that's what the conversation is around. Say, just when people are starting to take Sampa seriously, he puts up something like that. Yes, he might be competent, but I mean, you know how people go with appearance. So based off how Mr. Michael Njovu looks, people are having a field day on Sampa's post, and obviously different platforms are posting that. So they continue having those battles. We'll wait and see how that plays out eventually. But if you remember, Macky had posted this particular video, should have been either end of 2021 or the beginning of 2022, thereabout. So this is the video that circulated. And it was a conversation in the nation for a while, where he was simply stating he's contesting as a member of parliament in Chingola in 2026. So obviously, one of the people that I remember giving a view over this was Chambala Mwewa, popularly known as Simon Mwalen, the one who runs those platforms online. And then he gave his view. And obviously, people did not ignore this video. People had their own perception. They gave their view. And then since then, Macky hasn't issued any political statement or anything of that kind. He just put up that video and said that. And people had a field day with that. Let me play you the video so that you be the judge if you didn't have a chance to listen to it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to announce my candidature. In 2026, I'm standing as MP in Chingola.
The financer.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to announce my candidature. In 2026, I'm standing as MP in Chingola.
The financer.
So what has sparked a conversation around that video, or this video making another wave online, is an announcement that he had made. So first of all, as you can see, people are having views to say Macky, Chingola MP 2026, and then Smart Eagles repost that, and then they ask a question about Chingola, what say you? And then people simply ask, it depends. So people's arguments are not him as a candidate, it's on which party he stands. So if he stands on whatever party, and then people decide, but otherwise him as a candidate, people are for their idea. So what prompted all this conversation or resurface of that video was this particular post that he had put up just a couple of hours ago. So Macky posted on his official platforms. He says, I've officially decided to move back to Chingola. It is time to give back to my hometown, a town that made me the man that I am today. In my own small ways, I am going to make a difference. So he says, Chingola, he said to Ombe Chapamo, walk with me. And then he says, Chalo Chesuichi. And then he puts up a video of him driving around Chingola. So it's that video that prompted everyone to say, hey, he has even decided to relocate to Chingola. Obviously, this is a perfect time actually to move back to Chingola. If you've seen, most of the people that are intending to contest in 2026, they've started making their intentions known, because everyone knows 2025 is a year to build your brand as a political candidate. It's a year to do the actual work. In 2026, people would have made their decision already. At that stage, it's just presidential level. People will just be focusing on at presidential level. But in case of member of parliament, councillors and stuff like that, that work is supposed to be done a year before. So people are just simply waiting for that decision. It's a right decision, if you ask me, and with the right endorsements that he has of Sparks Mining. And if you understand the dynamics of the core belt, you wouldn't underrate that endorsement that he has from Sparks Mining, especially in Chingola. It's a landslide slide, honestly. So whoever is the current member of parliament in Chingola should not take that lightly. They should prepare themselves for a real fight for that constituency. Because Macky contesting there with the endorsement of not only Sparks Mining, pretty much everyone in the entertainment industry. And considering that Zambia is a very young population, they better brace themselves for a real contest, because that's likely to be the case. It's going to be that. And so, yeah, Macky has moved back to Chingola. He's no longer in Lusaka. And yeah, he's about to work with the people there as they build towards that. He has not officially stated to say he's contesting, but based off that video that he had put up and him moving back right before 2026, you can see, you can put 2 and 2 together. We wait and see how that plays out. And then Prince CK comments on the same video that Macky had put up, saying, it was in 2017, when I was telling people that if Macky won't join politics, then he will open ministry. And then the argument that this particular individual is just putting across is that Macky has contributed to a number of people in the industry. There are people that can attest to the fact that he's helped people without asking for help back, be on features, because it's not easy to get an endorsement. Even Your Maps, if you remember, that feature that they did should have been the song Finally, just when Your Maps was breaking through in the industry. Macky featured on that song. I don't even think he even paid for that particular feature. If you remember what Your Maps said, he even paid for Your Maps transportation from the time that Your Maps was in Kawe, moving to Lusaka to come and record that song. So he has contributed to a number of people that are influential in the industry. That's what I'm trying to put across. So with the endorsement and the backing of those artists, and considering Zambia is a very young population, Chingola is getting that seat. It's getting that seat. Anyway, but the dicey thing is, if he contests on the PF, then he aligns certain people. If he contests on the UPND, same thing applies. The best option would be to contest on as an independent member of parliament, because he does not need anything else from these two parties or any other political party. If he's got Sparks Mining funding his ventures, an MP or anyone else that will fund it, I do not see the need for him to be on any particular ticket as a political party. Him going as an independent stands a better shot for him to get that seat. Anyway, wait and see when he makes a new official statement, whether he's contesting or he's just relocated, but highly likely he's likely to contest that seat. So that's the news. But with regard to Muzala, seems like it's playing out, unfortunately, not the way that people would like it to play out. So this is the guy that won the bronze medal at the just recently ended Olympics. And it's like government never paid him for the work that he did there, or any other athlete that side. So he put up this post because currently he's in Sweden for some couple of races that are happening that side. So men's 400-meter starting lineup, and then he lists a number of people. So this is a post that caused an uproar in the nation as of last night. So that's posted pretty much last night. So he posted flags of every contestant in that race, but he did not put up a flag for himself there. So people were like, wait a second, where is the Zambian flag there? So it seems like he's just putting up number 3 there because probably that's the position that he came out at the Olympics. And instead of putting up a flag, so people were having a field day at that, and people were like, wait a second, is he officially relinquishing his citizenship? You expect people to have a field day with that to say, because he wasn't paid, so that's a conversation in the nation. And Sampa also weighed in, say, if Muzala will end up changing his nationality and racing for another country where he will be appreciated, the blame should go to those failing to pay his allowance and honor their pledges. So Sampa is simply saying, people have put out a number of pledges. If you remember, after that guy won the bronze medal, some pledges were even more than what government is supposed to pay him. So it's like, seems like no one has owned up to the responsibility of paying him. So if he decides to move, the Zambians have to blame. And he came out number 2, and he broke another record in terms of his speed there with 44 seconds. And then he puts it across there, got first Diamond League. And so in the new races that he's contesting, he came out second there. But he's not using the Zambian flag in those races. So that's what's going on. What if Mwanza put up the score and she tagged Chef 187? Look how far we have come from the Copper Belt to South Africa, doing shows back to back in the UK. My brother, God has been good to us. And then she shares a number of posts. So the person that you see with the cap there, that's Pilato, the current PS for sports. And the one in white, that's Chef 187, and then on the left, that's Macky 2 there, and then Mwanza in the back. So she's simply appreciating God to say they've come from very far, and then now they're doing shows back to back with Shefi. Should have been earlier in the year. They did another trip, Shefi and Macky 2 to the UK, where Shefi was performing, and Mwanza was the host of the show. The same one, same thing pretty much. So that's what she was referring to. And then the person that you see here on the far left, that's Afunika, the eye of an eagle. And this is the current Mwanza and Chef 187 in the UK. And then what do the newspapers say? So we are sorry, we voted for you. So that's in the mass newspaper. Probably this is the issue of the poison maize, or pretty much there's that conversation in the nation. And then Zamsa board upholds DG's acts, so that's in the daily liberation. And then news. This is the news diggers. Government orders Mimi recall, and then cites a number of meeting plants that have tested positive for aflatoxin, the poison that is found in Milimio at the moment. And then release political prisoners. Luinda says this is the Daily Nation. Zambia Daily Mail says 8 millers named. Those are the ones that were earlier stated. So that's another conversation. And then the president, Hakainde Hichilema, was on the cover belt, launching health centers and a number of projects that are happening that side. And then this was Simon Mwansaka Pwepwe Airport, where he's taking some selfies with UPND supporters there. That's the news, ladies and gentlemen.